For such a small state, Little Rhode is packed with some of New England's most popular tourist attractions. Welcome to WatchZilla. Today we are going to give you our top 11 best attractions in Rhode Island, where you and your family will find lots of places to go and things to do. Newport, America's best-known playground for the super-rich in the halcyon days of the early 20th century, is the state's major draw, with its fabled mansions built to rival the grand palaces of European royalty. But Providence, too, is filled with the history of an earlier period, when its merchants grew rich in the slave trade and other lucrative commerce. Add miles of beautiful beaches, Rhode Island has an extensive shoreline, a rich industrial history, and an idyllic island, and you'll see why Rhode Island should be on any New England itinerary. Number 11. Colt State Park. On a nice day in Bristol, Colt State Park is the go-to destination for locals and tourists. Colt State Park in Bristol is the place to visit if you're looking for outdoor adventures or just space to disconnect, clear your mind, and replenish your soul. Combining recreation, leisure, and history, it's one of the Rhode Island attractions you can enjoy with the entire family. This open space covers 464 acres of rolling green lawns, curving drives and walking paths, lovely stone walls, and even beaches. It's known as the gem of the Rhode Island State Park system, and it's popular with backpackers, hikers, bicyclists, and anyone who wants to get away from the hustle and bustle for a little while. Rent bikes and go for a ride on the paved paths. 4 miles of hiking and biking routes wind around the state park, passing by statues, the historic stone wall, and incredible views of Narragansett Bay. After exercising, lounge out on the grassy fields for a scenic picnic in the park. One of the best times to visit Colt State Park is during the evening. It's known for having the best sunset view in Bristol. Number 10. Narragansett Bay Beaches. If long stretches of fine white sand beckon you, head for the towns of Narragansett and South Kingstown, south of Providence, to find a string of public beaches on the protected waters of Narragansett Bay. Mackinac Beach State Park, East Mackinac State Beach, Roger W. Wheeler State Beach, Scarborough State Beach, and Narragansett Town Beach all have changing facilities and parking. The latter is within walking distance of the old beach resort town of Narragansett Pier, where you'll find both lodging and restaurants. Farther south, more beaches face Long Island Sound, where the surf can be a bit heavier. Watch Hill is a delightful old-fashioned resort town with an excellent beach, a lighthouse, and a historic carousel. Number 9. Beavertail Lighthouse Museum. Perched above Narragansett Bay, the Beavertail Lighthouse and Museum combines history with maritime science, technology, art, and culture. Set on the southern tip of Jamestown, the lighthouse was first built in 1749, making it the third oldest lighthouse in North America, and rebuilt in 1856. Travelers say the museum offers a great glimpse into history, and the grounds provide panoramic ocean views. Beavertail Lighthouse towers 64 foot high overlooking Narragansett Bay. Its light has a visibility of more than 15 nautical miles, guiding ships in and out of the Rhode Island port. The beautiful wooden structure is well preserved and is an excellent photo opportunity. Learn the history of one of Rhode Island's oldest lighthouses when you check out the exhibitions inside the former keeper's house. Preserved artifacts, documents, and keeper's notes provide an in-depth look at the lighthouse's legacy. The lighthouse is adjacent to Beavertail State Park, which boasts hiking trails, an naturalist program, and some of the area's best saltwater fishing. Number 8. Benefit Street. Known today as the Mile of History, Benefit Street was the social, cultural, artistic, civic, and intellectual heart of Providence in the colonial and early federal periods. You can immerse yourself in these exciting times for the young country just by walking this mile of the stone and brick paved street. What makes Benefit Street especially interesting is that it is not a frozen-in-time museum street, but a vibrant neighborhood where later editions of Victorian and a few 20th century buildings keep it in the here and now. Some of Providence's most interesting architecture is here, and a stroll along it will reveal beautiful gardens, a family burial ground, and churches, as well as period homes. The most spectacular of these is the John Brown House, built for prosperous colonial merchant John Brown. He was the first to build outside the crowded waterfront, but from high on this hill, he could see his wharves at India Point, from which his ships plied their profitable China trade. The elegant home is still filled with the original Brown family furnishings, which include some of the finest examples of works by Rhode Island's famed cabinet makers, as well as early decorative arts. If you can see only one colonial home here, make it this one. Number 7. Block Island. In the Outer Lands, a region that also includes Martha's Vineyard and Long Island, you'll find Rhode Island's Block Island. Block Island is a beautiful beach in Rhode Island. This quintessential New England island is covered in bluffs and rocky beaches and features a lighthouse from the mid-19th century. Block Island is an hour-long ferry ride from the mainland and offers 17 miles of free beaches, as well as a wildlife refuge where migratory birds can be found along their journey. The scenes of the blue watery sea will give you the special warmth of greatness. The seashore is big enough for the children to play on. Bikes are an ideal way to traverse the island, which is 7 miles long and 3 miles wide, and can be rented from several locations. The other special attraction is the seaside market. There are many kinds of shops. There is also a scope of having an adventurous time by bike riding, hiking, horseback riding, snorkeling, and fishing. For the food lovers, the time you spent on this beach will be much more enjoyable with the company of the island's 5-star restaurants. It may fulfill your visit to this beautiful beach. So, adventure seekers, food lovers, and tourists can visit this marvelous beach for perfect pleasure. Famous residents of Block Island include actor Christopher Walken. Number 6. The Breakers. Newport's most celebrated and showiest Gilded Age mansion was built by Cornelius Vanderbilt in 1895 and reflects the unimaginable wealth of the Vanderbilt family. While Newport summer homes are commonly referred to as cottages, this one is anything but. The Italian Renaissance summer cottage has 70 rooms, including a grand 3-story dining room, and was built using imported French and Italian marble and alabaster. Ceiling paintings, mosaics, marble columns, fine wood paneling, and carved stucco decorate its rooms lavishly and ostentatiously, as was intended by the Vanderbilts, who never risked being outdone by their wealthy competitors. The Breakers is on the oceanfront, with fences on the other 3 sides. It is consistently one of the most visited house museums in the United States. Because a previous mansion, owned by Pierre Lorillard IV, on the site burned, Vanderbilt insisted his mansion be fireproof, so steel trusses were used for structural support. When it was completed in 1895, it was the grandest house in Newport. Number 5. The Elms. Are you having a hard time thinking about spending your vacation? The Elms can be your perfect solution. The Elms is a striking and regal mansion on rolling green space located in Newport. Horace Trumbauer designed the property for Edward Julius Berwind, a coal baron, and it first opened in 1901. It was inspired by the Château d'Asnières in Asnières-sur-Seine, France, which was built in the 1700s. It is a gorgeous summer house. Today, the mansion stands as a museum and historic landmark that is open for tours. You will have a taste of high society by spending time with it. There is a great furniture and art collection. You can enjoy a look at the gardens featuring marble pavilions, fountains, a bronze sculpture, and a carriage house. It holds celebrations and events throughout the year, like the annual Newport Mansions Wine and Food Festival, where you can sample local delicacies paired with local vintages in luxurious surroundings. So, for observing your life from a different angle, you should have a visit to this summer house. Number 4. RISD Museum of Art. The Museum of Art at the Rhode Island School of Design in Providence is remarkable not only for the staggering numbers of its collections, but for their breadth of scope. The historical and contemporary textiles and dress collection alone totals more than 26,000 objects, from ancient Egyptian clothing fragments and Elizabethan needlework to 20th-century American designers and Japanese no-theater robes. Other collections are equally impressive, including decorative arts and design, Asian art, contemporary art, ancient art, and a painting and sculpture collection featuring works by Copley, Homer, Manet, Monet, Degas, Cezanne, Rodin, Picasso, Matisse, Maxfield Parrish, and Georgia O'Keeffe. The museum's shop is always a good source of gifts and household items that are unusual and reflect cutting-edge design. Number 3. Newport Cliff Walk. Among the top 10 beautiful places in Rhode Island, Newport Cliff Walk is one of the best. It's a popular tourist destination. The irony of the Cliff Walk, a 3.5-mile path with stunning views of the sea below, is that it's free to the public, far from the cost of the opulent Gilded Age mansions it traces. As a beauty seeker, you should enjoy a visit to this place. This Newport walkway has various entry points, and a map is available online to guide you. You can also know about the exquisite architectural history. Along the path you'll pass through the grounds of 64 private residences and find points of interest like the 40 steps. As the name suggests, it's about 40 stone steps to the water below and used to be a popular meeting place for servants of the surrounding estates. As it is a national recreation, it is a unique walk. Though it is risky, for satisfying your adventurous mind you have to take your own risk. So please be careful and be conscious of it. But without visiting this walk, visiting Rhode Island is incomplete. Number 2. Waterfire Providence. The 4-acre Waterplace Park and Riverwalk border the Woonasquatucket River as it winds through Downcity, Providence. As the sun begins to set, crowds start to form on the Woonasquatucket River banks in anticipation of waterfire. Several times during the spring, summer, and fall, the city celebrates this river, which until late in the 20th century was completely covered by roadways. Waterfire is an award-winning public art sculpture designed by Barnaby Evans. This symbolic interpretation of community is a half-mile display extending through downtown Providence. More than 100 bonfires are lit in large iron pans in the river's center and kept blazing throughout the evening as residents and tourists stroll along the brick riverside walkways and footbridges. Every night until midnight, the fire burns as if floating along the river. This popular Rhode Island attraction brings out many tourists to go for walks beneath the star-shaped streetlights lining the river. Street performers, vendors, and world music highlight these family-friendly celebrations. It's a place perfect for families to spend a relaxing night out or couples seeking a bit of romance during their Rhode Island visit. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Roger Williams Park Zoo. Roger Williams Park Zoo is one of the most loved attractions of Rhode Island. The Roger Williams Park Zoo in Providence, named after the state's founder and celebrating its 150th anniversary, is not your average zoo. For people who love to know about animals and spend time with them, this park zoo is perfect for those people. Of course, animals are the main attraction, with creative exhibits that follow the trek of explorer Marco Polo or highlight the importance of the Amazon rainforest and how to help preserve it. Children as well as the elders can have quality time in this park zoo. Families will find unique experiences like explore and soar a ride along a zip line 115 feet in the sky, followed by a train ride on the Woodlands Express. There is a very big and arranged collection of animals. Past patrons enjoyed seeing the animals, including giraffes, elephants, and red pandas. People can interact with those animals easily and can get more knowledge about them. You can also participate in a zoo camp, which will help you to know how to conserve the environment. So, this place will give you mixed knowledge and enjoyment. Timed entry tickets are currently required for the zoo. Also in Roger Williams Park, located about a half-mile to the south and managed by the zoo, you'll find Carousel Village, another fun-filled destination for the kids with playgrounds, food trucks, and the namesake carousel. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchZilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.